The Baltimore Ravens season has been a roller coaster, and as the final stretch approaches, fans are watching every detail with a mix of excitement and frustration. Lamar Jackson continues to carry the weight of the offense on his shoulders. Even as injuries have made his role more challenging than ever, the team has faced tough matchups down the stretch, including trips to Green Bay and Pittsburgh, games that test not just skill but resilience. The Ravens have shown flashes of brilliance, but inconsistencies and injuries have prevented them from sustaining momentum, leaving supporters questioning how far this team can truly go. With Lamar playing through a back contusion, every snap carries added pressure, and the stakes have never been higher for the quarterback and his receiving corps. Watching practices and evaluating how the team lines up on both sides of the ball, it is clear that talent is abundant, but translating that talent into consistent victories has been elusive. The offensive line, a key factor in protecting Lamar and creating space for the run game, has struggled at times, which has impacted the rhythm of the passing attack. This, in turn, has put more responsibility on the wide receivers, particularly Zay Flowers, who has become the centerpiece of the passing game. Zay's ability to create separation, make contested catches, and generate yardage after the catch has been impressive, but his occasional fumbles and attempts to force plays under pressure have been costly. Despite this, his talent is undeniable, and his contributions have elevated the offense in moments when others have struggled to perform. The Ravens front office faces critical decisions regarding player contracts and long-term planning, especially with the fifth-year option for players like Zay looming. The structure of these options and the incentives attached to accolades, like Pro Bowl selections, mean that the financial implications are significant, not just for the player, but for the team's salary cap strategy. Navigating these decisions requires balancing recognition of individual achievements with the broader needs of the roster, and it is a challenge the Ravens have to approach carefully. The team has a wealth of Pro Bowl caliber talent, including Kyle Hamilton, Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith, Tyler Linderbaum, and Jordan Stout, each of whom has earned recognition through their performance on the field. These players provide stability and leadership, but the dynamics of the season have shown that even the most talented rosters can falter when depth is tested or chemistry is disrupted. Injuries, missed assignments, and lack of continuity at key positions have exposed vulnerabilities, and opponents have taken advantage of those moments, often swinging games at critical junctures. The quarterback-receiver connection is particularly pivotal, and while Lamar has the skill and vision to make plays, his targets must execute consistently. Zay Flowers has been a dominant presence, and Isaiah Likely's contributions in the passing game offer additional options, but the team must consider how to maintain that production moving forward, whether through contract extensions, draft picks, or free agent acquisitions. Balancing the needs of the offense with the overall roster, especially in the trenches with the offensive and defensive lines, is a constant strategic puzzle for management. The Ravens have historically excelled in building cohesive, competitive units, but this season has been a reminder that even established franchises face challenges when expectations are high. The cycle of winning and losing streaks has created a narrative of unpredictability, where victories can elevate hope and setbacks can quickly erode confidence. Fans have witnessed the team struggle in key moments, including blown leads and inconsistent performances against division rivals, which has fueled debate about coaching decisions, play calling, and execution on the field. Ryan Clark's recent comments have highlighted an ongoing concern about the team's toughness and willingness to respond under pressure, suggesting that the Ravens may have lost some of the edge that once defined their identity. The history of Baltimore football is built on resilience, physicality, and the ability to thrive in high-stakes situations, and this season has tested whether those qualities remain at the core of the team's culture. With the postseason within reach but requiring flawless execution, the Ravens are facing a critical evaluation period. Every practice, every play, and every decision is magnified as the coaching staff and front office assess what is working, what needs adjustment, and how to position the team for long-term success. The interplay between individual contracts, team performance, and strategic planning underscores the complexity of managing an NFL roster, particularly one with championship aspiration. Zay Flowers' potential fifth-year option and the conversations around his long-term deal exemplify how player performance, incentives, and financial strategy intersect in shaping a team's future. Recognizing his impact while considering the broader salary cap landscape is a delicate balance. one that could define both his career trajectory and the Ravens' offensive structure. Meanwhile, other receivers, such as Rashad Bateman, have shown flashes of potential but have not consistently performed as the team's primary target. This has raised questions about depth, talent distribution, and the approach to roster construction. The combination of draft considerations, free agent moves, and internal development will determine how the Ravens approach the upcoming offseason and beyond. Each decision carries implications not just for immediate performance, but for sustaining a competitive edge in a division that remains fiercely contested as the season winds down. The focus inevitably shifts toward the future, even as the current games demand full attention. Balancing the drive to win now with the need to plan for sustained success is a constant tension, one that defines the Ravens' organizational approach and the challenges faced by every team. Navigating the complexities of modern football, observing the nuances of practice, performance under pressure, and the ability to respond to adversity provides insights into the team's potential and its areas of vulnerability. Each week serves as both a reflection of past efforts and a preview of strategic considerations that will shape roster decisions, contract negotiations, and the broader vision for the franchise. Players who excel in high-pressure moments not only contribute to immediate success, but also enhance their leverage for future contracts, highlighting the interconnected nature of performance, recognition, and team strategy. Zay Flowers' emergence as a central offensive figure illustrates how talent and opportunity intersect, while also emphasizing the importance of supporting cast, coaching, and health in sustaining high-level play. The Ravens season, marked by alternating periods of promise and frustration, exemplifies the challenges of achieving consistency in a competitive league. From key victories that inspire hope to losses that expose weaknesses, the narrative of the season reflects the dynamic and often unpredictable nature of professional football. Evaluating the team's trajectory involves considering a multitude of factors: individual performance, coaching decisions, depth chart management, injury recovery, and strategic roster planning. The interplay of these elements ultimately shapes the outcomes on the field and informs the decisions that will define the team's direction in the coming years. As the final games approach, fans and analysts alike are examining how the Ravens respond under pressure, the adjustments made by coaches, and the execution by players in critical moments. Lamar Jackson's leadership, combined with the skill sets of key contributors like Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and Derrick Henry, will determine whether the team can overcome obstacles and end the season on a positive note. The conversation around performance, potential contract negotiations, and future roster construction is ongoing, emphasizing that the Ravens' story extends beyond wins and losses to include strategic planning, player development, and the pursuit of sustained competitiveness in the league. Every decision, from play calling to player utilization, reflects a broader organizational philosophy that balances immediate success with long-term vision. A philosophy that will guide the Ravens as they navigate the remainder of the season and prepare for the off-season challenges that lie ahead. As the regular season winds down and the playoffs start to feel just out of reach, the Baltimore Ravens are already turning their attention to the off-season, a period that is just as critical as any game on the schedule. This is the time when evaluations become deeper, decisions more deliberate, and the vision for the next season begins to take shape. The focus on Lamar Jackson's health and future contract is unavoidable, especially after seeing the team navigate games with him playing through injuries. His ability to carry the offense despite a back contusion shows not only his resilience, but also highlights the importance of surrounding him with the right talent to maximize the offense's potential. Alongside Lamar, the discussions around the wide receivers, particularly Zay Flowers, have become front and center. Flowers has emerged as a key figure in Baltimore's passing game, demonstrating both the talent to dominate matchups and the consistency to be a reliable target. For his quarterback, his Pro Bowl selection this season is more than just an accolade. It carries real implications for his fifth-year option and potential long-term contract. The structure of these options, with playtime incentives and additional rewards for Pro Bowl selections, has created a financial scenario where Flowers' value is significantly elevated, reflecting both his on-field contributions and the strategic importance of retaining him for future seasons. Negotiations will be delicate, balancing the team's salary cap considerations with the necessity of keeping a top-tier talent who has essentially been the centerpiece of the offense outside of touchdowns. The Ravens front office faces the challenge of structuring a deal that rewards Flowers appropriately while still allowing flexibility to address other roster needs. particularly in the trenches, where offensive and defensive line improvements are critical. Rashad Bateman's development has also been a factor in these discussions. While Bateman has flashes of promise, he has not yet proven to be a dependable number one wide receiver, which intensifies the focus on retaining Flowers or ensuring that the receiving corps is sufficiently deep and talented to support Lamar Jackson. The front office must consider whether to pursue additional veteran talent, invest high draft capital in the wide receiver position, or develop internal options to ensure a balanced and effective passing attack. The conversations surrounding these decisions underscore the complexity of managing a roster in today's NFL, where performance, potential, and financial considerations are all intertwined. Beyond the wide receivers, the Ravens have to make evaluations at nearly every position. The offensive line requires continued attention, particularly given its impact on Lamar's ability to operate effectively and protect against injury. On defense, the contributions of players like Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, and Tyler Linderbaum highlight the importance of retaining top talent while also building depth to prevent future vulnerabilities. The Pro Bowl selections serve as both a recognition of individual achievement and a metric that can influence contract negotiations and long-term planning. Flowers' rise to Pro Bowl status, combined with his prior accolades, not only secures a stronger financial position for him, but also reinforces his central role in the team's offensive strategy. Structuring the fifth-year option and potential long-term extensions requires careful consideration, balancing guaranteed money, cap impact, and the ability to make future moves that maintain competitiveness across the roster. Historical context also plays a role in these decisions. The Ravens have not traditionally allocated massive contracts to wide receivers, but the evolution of the NFL passing game, combined with the emergence of talents like Flowers, demands a reevaluation of precedent. Paying a premium for elite talent may be necessary to maintain a high-level offense capable of competing for championships. As the team evaluates its needs, draft strategy becomes a focal point. Decisions about whether to target wide receivers early, prioritize offensive line depth, or address defensive concerns will shape the team's trajectory for years to come. Trades and free agent acquisitions are also potential tools to accelerate roster improvement, particularly in positions where internal options have not yet demonstrated consistent reliability. Beyond roster construction, coaching decisions and philosophy will influence how these offseason moves translate into on-field success. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, rumors are swirling that Myles Garrett, one of the most feared defensive ends in the league, has reportedly signed with the Baltimore Ravens. The news, still unconfirmed officially by the team, has been flagged by ESPN sources as a potential AFC North betrayal, leaving fans and analysts alike questioning the balance of power in one of the most fiercely contested divisions in football. Garrett, who has long been a cornerstone of his previous franchise, would instantly become the centerpiece of a Ravens defense that has been aggressive, but sometimes inconsistent against elite offensive lines. The speculation alone is enough to ignite debates. Could this be the signing that shifts the Ravens from perennial contenders to outright favorites? In the AFC, sources suggest that Garrett's potential presence in Baltimore would not only inject a massive dose of talent and intimidation, but also dramatically alter the division's dynamics, particularly when it comes to head-to-head matchups against rivals he once faced in the trenches. Industry insiders are already weighing the ripple effects. Some point out that Garrett's signing might be more than a defensive upgrade. It could signal a broader shift in the Ravens' strategy, blending high-profile acquisitions with a younger, more versatile roster. Coaches and players across the league are reportedly taking notice, with some questioning whether teams in the AFC North will need to rethink their entire approach just to compete, while the details of the contract remain murky. Speculation is rife that this is a multi-year deal structured to maximize Garrett's impact, both on the field and in shaping the team's defensive identity. Social media has been ablaze, with fans of both his former team and the Ravens expressing disbelief, excitement, and, in some cases, outrage. The very idea of Garrett turning his formidable talent toward divisional rivals has sparked a flurry of what-if scenarios, particularly imagining the matchups where his presence could tip the scales in crucial games. Whether or not the deal is finalized, The whispers are enough to fuel a narrative of betrayal, ambition, and the ever-present hunger of the Ravens to dominate the AFC North. Analysts, commentators, and fans alike are bracing for confirmation, knowing that if true, this signing could rewrite expectations for the season in a way few anticipated. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.